Hello everyone, this is Rajendra, and in this particular video we are going to see complete flow of Git and then some advanced command and how we can use that with the help of practicals. Okay, so if you see here, step by step, this is the left to right flow. So how this happens, let's say you want to create any project and you want to associate that project with the Git. So in that case, what you can do, you can create that project. Okay, so how you can create, if you have a project which is uninitialized, okay, you want to create a new one. In that case, you can do it with the help of init command. Okay, and now if you have already initialized code somewhere and if you want to start working on that, in that case you can clone that project and start working on that. Okay, now how you can see all the details of the project. Okay, so for that we have a status command. It will show us what all changes happened in your project. With the help of log command, you can see what all commits happened on this particular project. Okay, the show will also show the multiple commits happened or the and also the head commit that is happened. With the help of diff command, we can understand that what is the difference between two commits or the recent commit and the current commit. Okay, now if you do some changes in the repository or the that project, okay, so in that case what you can do, you can add those changes and then you can commit those changes. Okay, now in case if you want to revert those changes, so for that we have a reset, checkout and revert command. Okay, so all this command we are going to see. Okay, now let's say you want to update your repository or the local project. In that case you can use pull, page, merge. Okay, all this command you can use. Now let's say you want to create a new branch. Okay, so in that case we have a checkout and branch command. With the help of this command we can do this. If you want to commit, for that we have a commit command. If you want to push, you can do that. Okay, so now just see the sequence. First we can create, then browse. Okay, browse is a independent, you can use always a browse. Okay, now once you create it, if you want to change, go to the change. Then if you add something, then directly go to update. Here you can update it. Okay, once the update is done, okay, one more thing you can do, instead of update you can also commit that code, and once commit you can push it. Okay, now another sequence that we have is, if you want to revert, you can revert it to the original project or revert to the specific commit as well. Okay, so that is also fine. Now the next one is, if you create a branch, okay, you can revert that branch or you can start using that branch. Okay, and then commit and then push. Okay, so this is how the step by step changes happens. Okay, so now if you want to see the understanding of some basic terminologies like what is master. Okay, so what is master in the Git? Master is the default development branch. Okay, so if you see any project, any open source project which is associated with the Git, so you will see that there is a master. Okay, master branch name is a master. Okay, so this is nothing but your development branch. Okay, now what is origin? Okay, so origin is nothing but a default upstream branch. Okay, so you have a project locally and if you want to push it to the remote repository, in that case origin is your upstream branch where you can push that project. Okay, now you must have seen the capital head. Okay, all words in all characters in a capital, that is nothing but a head. Head is nothing but the current branch. Okay, so where currently, if you have multiple branches, so head will point you to the current branch. Okay, then what is head and then caret sign? This is nothing but a parent of head. Okay, so if you see this sign somewhere, in that case you can see that this is nothing but a head of a parent. Okay, parent of a head. Now let's see these commands one by one. Okay, so in the previous video we already have seen that how you can use this git init for the uninitialized project. Okay, or if you want to start a project fresh, in that case how you can use the git init. Okay, so now we'll see how we can use a git for already available project. Okay, let's say you have one website, okay, and then you want to put that complete website in a git. Okay, so how you can do that, let's see this. Okay, so now here let me download a website code. Okay, so let me show you that website first. Let me take any website, so I'll choose CSS stack website. Okay, you can take any one. So here I'll take is csxtricks.com. okay, so this is the website. Let me copy the URL. So I want to clone this. Okay, so to clone this I have a wget command. -r is for recursive, and this is my website. So now what will happen, this wget will recursively copy all this website data on our local machine. Okay, so now if I run this, you can see that it is continuously recursively downloading the data from the website. Okay, but for now I don't want to get the complete website. Okay, so that's why what I'll do, I'll just control C. Okay, I don't want to download complete website. Okay, but if you see, if I do ls, you can see that one folder is created, that is csstricks.com. okay, if I go inside this csstricks.com, you can see that if I do ls, there are a lot of files are already available there. Okay, so now I want to push all these project details. I want to associate this with the git, and then I want to push this to the remote repository. Okay, so now how we can do that, let me do with the help of git init. Okay, this will init the git. Okay, so you can see that initialize the empty git repository in csstricks.com.git. okay, now this is ready. Okay, so now if I do git status, so it is showing all the files are untracked, because right now there is no remote repository for this. Okay, so how we can push this? Okay, so for that we already have seen that how we can do this with the help of git push set upstream origin master. Okay, and also what we have to do is we have to create a this repository on the remote repository as well. So how I'll do it, let me just copy this first. I'll give name as css strict. Okay, and then if I do add origin, -ev is for the first push. Okay, sorry, I missed git here. Okay, so now here code is ready. Okay, but here it is not adding. So before that what we have to do is we have to add everything, git add dot. So what will happen, it will, whatever the files are there, if you see, if I do git status, you can see all the files are untracked now. Okay, so but if I do git add, so now you can see that from the current directory all the files are I'm adding. Okay, and now if I do git status, you can see that now all these files are green. That means the files are moved from the local repository to the staging area, right? So now move this. Now we need to commit it, right? So how we can do that, git commit -m, and then give a proper message for this commit, initial commit for this website. Okay, so now commit is ready. If I do git commit, it has added all this. Now once this is done, we need to push it. Okay, so how we can do this, we have a push command that we have seen. Let me show you this, git push. Okay, so let's do the git push. So what it is showing, origin does not happen to be git repository, could not read from the remote repository. Okay, so that means this particular repository is not there on the remote repository. So for that, what I can do is go to the remote repository, create the repository here first. So let me go to the your repositories, click on new. Okay, and here I'll create a repository, that is CSS tricks. Okay, repository is created, public is there, initialize this repository with a readme. Okay, so let me add this with this, let me create repository now. Okay, so now repository is ready. Okay, we should not have done that. Let me just do one thing. I'll tell you the reason what happened, because we already initialized that repository on our local machine, right? So it will create again a conflict that you already repository. Okay, so in that case, let me first delete this. So for that, how we can do this, go to the setting, I want to delete this. You can add the proper message here, and then okay, just a minute, it is not allowing to delete here. Let me go to the setting here. So if you go to the setting, you must be having option to delete this. Repository name, download template, features, everything is there. There should be a delete at the down. Change, delete this repository. Okay, so I can delete this. Okay, I understand, delete this repository. Okay, so now it is asking me the password. Let me give the password. Okay, so that's it. Now repository is deleted. Let me create a new repository. Let me give the name CSS tricks. Repository is public, that's fine. I don't want to initialize because I have already initialized at the local repository. Okay, so now that is done. So to add this, now it is asking this command. Okay, so now we can put this git remote add origin. So what is the origin of it, that we are giving the path. And now if I go and put this path here, you can see that this is initialized, and now I can do git push -u origin master. Okay, now if I done this, you can see that now it's asking. Okay, so before putting credential, if you see here inside this particular project, there is a nothing right now. There is nothing, but let me push it now. Username, let me add the password. So now it will push everything to the remote repository. Okay, why it is showing? Okay, let me retry. Okay, so now it is pushing. Okay, so now everything is done. Let me go back to the repository, and now let me refresh it. You can see that now readme got added, and now it is showing that readme here. Okay, so this is how we can initialize any project. Okay, means already available project, and we can associate it with the git repo. Okay, now let's go back and see the next few commands. Okay, so now we have discussed about init for already available project. Okay, now we also talked about the few view commands as well in our previous video. Okay, there are some commands like git show command, tag command I didn't covered in the last video, so let's see that now. Okay, so we know that git log command will show all the commits. Okay, but if you see git show, what it is showing, it is showing the reset, means the commit that is recent. Okay, so this is our recent commit added readme for this project. Okay, and that whatever the changes happen to that recent commit, so this git show command will provide us. Okay, but if you see git help show, you can see here there are a lot of usage of it. Okay, like what all the options we can provide. Okay, we can give the one line means it will just show the output in a one line. Okay, now there are also options like if you do short, medium, fuller, email, if you give all these info options, in that case it will give more proper form output. Okay, so let me do that. Git show hyphen one line. Okay, if you compare above output and this one, you can see that there are few changes. Okay, it is not showing author, date. Okay, it is showing only the difference. Okay, now if I do git show short, okay, it is not saying short. Let me do hyphen short. Okay, before that let's see the help once again. So how it is expecting, let's see this. So there are a lot of options available to print your output in a proper format. Okay, that we can use it, right? So here what we have to do is hyphen pretty flag we have to give it. Okay, so if I give hyphen pretty flag equal to short, then it is showing something like this output, right? You must be seeing the difference. Short, what all other options that we have seen, short, full, okay. So if you see the short and full option, difference is that here we have commit, author is there, then again who has done this commit, again this is not there. Okay, so it's only that difference. Okay, so for every command we can have a lot of options that we can use. Okay, so how to see those options? We know that git, that command name, let's say I have command is log. Okay, git log and then help. Okay, git help log. Okay, so now it will show everything about it. So here in the option, here we have a lot of options, like we can provide the source, only show me the logs of the particular source, or any author, particular author. Here we can give author, that's name of the author. So all these filtering criteria we can apply so that we'll get a proper output, or the only specific output we can select it. Okay, now let's see some more commands. Okay, so before that let's see the git tag command. So if you see git log hyphen one line, so it is showing only one line here. So let me add some tags. Git tag dev. If I do git tag now, you can see that there is nothing, but if I do git tag and then dev tag, it's got added. Now if I do git tag dev, okay, so now where this particular dev is pointing, so in that case what I can do, git tag dev, I want to point this to the master. Okay, it is showing dev is already there, so what I'll do, get dev1, so now it will point. Okay, so let me do the git tag. Okay, we have 2 tag. Now if I do git log hyphen one line, git show, okay, so here one thing we have to understand this, where these git tags are used. If you want to give some tagging for any particular branch, okay, so in that case we can use the git tag. So how we can do that? Git tag whatever the tag you want to apply, and then the for which particular commit you want to tag it. Okay, so this is how you can add the tagging, right? Now now we already seen about this. Okay, so first let's see the revert, how we can do revert to. Okay, so if you see the git log, okay, we have 2 commits. Okay, let's say I want to revert the previous commit or revert any commit. Okay, so what I can do, git revert. Okay, git revert and give this commit id. Now if I run this, you can see that it is showing this revert commit to this. Please enter the commit message for your changes. Line starting with hash will be ignored. Okay, so here let's choose that I want to provide the message. So let me give the message here, so this is the message we can keep as is. Now if I do Control X, so it has deleted it, reverted this particular. Okay, so now if I do git log, you can see that the new commit got added, where it is showing revert initial commit for this website. Okay, this reverts commit, this one. Okay, this is reverting this commit. Okay, now this particular changes as well, we need to push it to the remote repository. Okay, so again for that what we can do, git commit. Before that, let's see the status. Okay, so what it is saying, your branch is ahead of origin master by 1 commit. Use git push to publish your local commits. Okay, so in this case we can do the git push. Okay, so now it is again asking me some user details. Let me provide this. Okay, it is showing invalid. Let me retry. Okay, so if you see, now it's doing it. Now if I do git status, so if you see, now if I doing ls, okay, and there is nothing inside that, because if you see, if I do git log, here you can see that in the first commit what we have done, we have added the complete website. Okay, and then in the second commit I have added this readme. But here in the third commit what I have done is I have reverted changes whatever I have done for this particular commit. So what all changes I have done for this commit is, I have added all the website folders, okay, whatever the code is there for that website, but I reverted this, so all the changes happened in this commit got deleted. Okay, so only the changes available in this commit are there. Okay, so that's why only readme is there. Okay, so now go back to the GitHub page, and now if I refresh this particular commit, you can see that there is a nothing inside that. Okay, so this is how you can revert it. Okay, now again, if you want to reset it, how we can do that? Reset and revert. What is the difference between reset and revert? revert will completely remove everything, okay. And if you do reset, reset means it will just point your head to the that particular commit, okay. But again inside reset we have couple of options, okay. So one option is git reset hyphen soft, okay. So in this case soft means it will just point out your head location to that particular commit, okay. So it will not remove the code, okay. But there is another option that is hyphen hard, okay. So if you give git reset hyphen hard, in that case it will work like a revert only, okay. So this difference you have to understand, git reset and git revert, okay. If you do git reset hyphen soft, it will just change the location of the head. But if you do git reset hyphen hard, in that case it will work like a git revert only, okay. So in revert we completely reverting that particular commit id, and in the reset with hard option it will work like a same, okay. Now let's see the next few commands. Let me open the ppt. Okay, so now one more thing is, every time if I do commit something, in that case I had to add the username and password, okay. So in that case there is another way through which we can avoid adding this password. So for that what you have to do is, we can add the SSH key in the GitHub repository, so that we already tell the GitHub repository that this is a valid user to push project on this particular repository, okay. So how we can do that? First, for that we need to create a SSH key. So how we can create a SSH key? We have a SSH keygen module, okay, binary we have. So let me give SSH keygen, and now if I run this, so what it is saying, enter the file in which to save the key, okay. So by default it's inside home, okay. So let me enter, just it will use that. So it is saying can we overwrite, okay. So we can say yes, okay. So now SSH key got generated, okay. So now there should be a one SSH public key as well. So let me show you that. Let me do the cat. If you see inside this we have a public key as well, okay. So let me quickly open this. You can see that public key is here, okay. So what I'll do, let me just copy this, and what we have to do, go to your repository, and here in your repository there must be a setting option or your profile option. Go to that, edit profile, okay. We have to go to the setting part. Inside setting there is the SSH and GPG key option. So we have to add the SSH key. I'm giving name, my dev machine is the key name, and then I'm providing the SSH key, okay, and then add SSH key. That's it. Now what will happen going forward, this repo will understand that for this particular account I don't need credentials every time to commit it, okay. So let's try that whether it's working or not, okay. So let me do some changes here in a readme. So let me add some more line. This is testing of a GitHub of SSH phr in GitHub, okay. Now if I run this, if I do git status, you can see that the file is modified. So what I'll do, git add readme, file got added, it should be showing in the green now. Now let's commit, git commit give the proper message, testing of SSH key. Okay, now run this, change is added, and now try to git push. Okay, so now pushing is done. So again it is asking for use credential @gmail.com. Okay, so push is done. Okay, so this is the first time, that's why it is asking, otherwise it will not ask, because we already provided SSH key. So if you going forward, if we do any operation from this particular machine, it will not ask for credentials. Okay, so now if you see, again go to that repository and see the changes. So let's go to the repo, go to this file, and if you see that whatever the changes that we have added, now it got added. Okay, so now let's see some next setup commands. Okay, before that let me see what all things we missed here. Okay, so let's see how we can do the git branching. Okay, so now if I see git branch, you can see that there is only a master branch is there. Okay, so how we can create a new branch? Git branch, create a new branch with -u option. Let's name it dev. Okay, so what it is saying, we don't have option -b. How it is? Okay, sorry, it's not a git branch, it's a git checkout. Okay, with the help of checkout as well we can create it -v dev. Okay, so now it will create a new branch. So what it is saying, switched to a new branch dev. So now if I do git branch, you can see that there are two branches, master and dev, and now it is saying that you switch to the dev branch. Okay, but if you see ls here, we have a readme. Okay, so let me do some changes inside readme here. This is inside dev branch. Okay, now that's it. If I do git status, you can see that file is modified. Quickly let me add this, git commit -m for dev branch. Okay, now this is done. Let me do the push. So let me do git push, git push origin, origin is equal to dev. Okay, not dev, it's master. It is asking for the details. Let me add this. Okay, so what it is saying, everything is up to date. Why it is showing? Let me check this branch. Okay, so before that we also have to create a branch on your repo as well. So how we can do that? Go to your repo. So this is our project. Here we have only one branch, that is a master. So what we can do is, we can create a new branch as well. So how we can do this? See the all branches, we have only one. Let's create one more. let's go to the repo, go to this project. Okay, so now what we are doing is we are pushing whatever the changes we have done in the readme for this dev branch to the remote repository. So how we can do that? Git push -u, because this is the first time we are pushing. Origin is our dev. Okay, so what it is saying, source rep spec dev matches more than one, failed to push some references. Okay, so we given some tags, so that's why it is creating conflict. So let me give some different name. Okay, so let me give the checkout my dev branch name switched. Let me show you the git branch. There are 3 different branches. Now it is pointing to my dev. Git update or git status, you can see that everything is up to date. Now let me go to the readme. This is inside dev branch. Okay, or let me do it my dev branch. Now if I do this, let's go to the git status. It's modified. Git add readme, it must be green now. Do git commit -m branch testing. Insertion is done. Let me just now push. How we can do this? Git push -u, origin is our branch name, that is my dev. Now if I run this, now it is asking credentials. Let me give the credentials first. Okay, so now it is pushing it. Okay, so where it is pushing? It is pushing into the my dev branch. Okay, so if I go here and see my branch, you can see that CSS tricks. Okay, you can see that now there are 2 branches. Earlier it was 1, and now you can see that there is a default branch master and there is a new branch got added, that is my dev. Okay, and now if you go to the code, let me show you the code first. Now this is pointing to the master branch. That's why the 3rd line that we have added, which is not there. Okay, but now if I go to the dev branch, you can see that the 3rd line added in the readme is there. Okay, so this is how what happens. Let's say your project is the running project is in the master branch. Okay, and now if you want to create one feature, so for that you can create a feature branch called my dev. Okay, and now inside that dev branch you can do everything that you want. Okay, now once that is done, you can merge that with the master branch. Okay, so how we can do that? So for that we have a git. Okay, we have a git merge. Okay, and what merge we have to do is our my dev branch. Okay, so by default it will do the merging with the master. Okay, so what it is saying, git merge my dev. Let me check once again. So it is why it is not accepting it. Merge my dev with the master. So why? Okay, so here what we missed is, before merging what we have to do is we have to go to the master branch. Okay, because we want to merge this my dev branch to the master. Okay, so here we are still, if you see, if I do git branch, you can see that I'm still into the my dev branch. Okay, if you want to merge into the master branch, first you need to go inside the master branch. Okay, so that is what first. Let me do this. How we can do that? Git checkout. With the help of checkout, where you want to check out is to the master. Okay, Now you can see here, switch to the master branch. Okay, so now if you do the git branch, you can see that you move to the master branch, and now do the merge. Okay, so now do git merge mydev. Now if I do that, you can see that what happened, fast forward merge is happened. Okay, and now if you see the readme inside the master, you can see that there is a line added. This line also got added, right? So this is how we have done. Okay, so let me quickly revise it. Let's say you have a working branch is in master, and now you want to develop one new feature. Okay, so in that case what you can do is you can create a one more branch called feature branch. In our case it's a mydev. Inside that mydev branch you can develop your feature. Okay, once that is done, now you want to merge that into the master branch. Okay, by after everything is testing is done, everything is done, now you want to merge that into the master branch. Okay, so how you can do that is, first you have to go to the master branch. Okay, how you can do that is get checkout master. Now you are in a master branch, and now you want to merge your mydev branch, that is feature branch, into your master. So how you can do this, git merge and mydev. Okay, so this command will merge your mydev feature into the master branch. Okay, and then you can, if you see the master branch, then you can see that. Okay, so if you want to see here, let me just refresh it. Okay, now you can see that this is mydev branch, but let's go to the master branch as well. You can see that now in the master. Okay, so now we merged it. Okay, so if you see, still the inside master there are no changes happened. So we merged it, but we didn't pulled it. Okay, so if you do git status, sorry, it's a status. So what it is saying, your branch is ahead of this, do the git push. Okay, so now first you need to push that, then only you can on the remote repository you will see the changes. So how we can do that, git push origin is master. Okay, so now if I run this, it will ask for the credentials. Let me provide the details. So now you can see that it is doing something here. Okay, now if I go to the branch, and now if I refresh it, you can see that now I am inside master branch, and the changes are reflected here as well. Okay, and if you go, okay, let me go back and show you the dev branch as well. We have a mydev branch as well. Now inside mydev branch as well we have the same changes. Okay, so this is how you can create your branches, develop your feature, and once that is done, you can also merge that branches, okay, into the your master branch as well. Okay, so that's it in this video. So what all things we have covered, how we can do git tagging, how to see logs, how to see multiple commits. Okay, then how we can revert those commits, how we can reset those commit. Okay, then how we can create a multiple branches, how to merge those branches into your master branch. Okay, so all this we have covered. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.